we're not forcing anybody to do anything. We're not forcing anybody to do anything, and no one is beyond criticism or beyond reproach. I'm going to use an example. Cecil John Rhodes. Let's use him as Strive Masiwa. He's now dead. What happens to his statues? His statues come down. Like I said, you've got your lifetime to build what will outlive you, to build your legacy, to build the last time people will say your name. And how do they say your name? Do they speak about you proudly, or do they speak about you disparagingly? You understand what I'm saying? Nelson Mandela had his time to live, and his legacy has been criticized. His legacy has been challenged. And guess what? His legacy is standing the test of time, because right now we are realizing that Utata chose the moral higher ground every single chance the devil tested him. Every single chance the devil tested Utata, he took the moral higher ground, which means as a sinner, as an imperfect person, I can look to Utata and say, you know what, I might be imperfect and I might be human, just like Utata. We've read his whole entire life story. He's told us about, the failed marriages, his relationships, yonke, everything that he did bad and everything that he failed in. I mean, the Rivonia treason trial was a failure because they got caught. They got caught. You understand what I'm saying? To overcome like that and to be a living testament. And then after you die, you are still a testament, even when you are criticized, even when, you understand what I'm saying? That is what serving a greater purpose does for you. But if you serve selfish needs like Cecil John Rhodes to create your own country called Rhodesia, you understand? No, I'm taking you to Strive Masiwa. I'm taking you to Strive Masiwa because that's Rhodesia. It's Rhodes' country. That's what he did. Is that the settlement was that, okay, fine, this South Africa will share it with these Dutch capitalists as well, but I'll take my own country there, Rhodesia. You understand what I'm saying? He served himself. And that is why his statues are being torn down. That is why Rhodes must fall. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that you can do whatever you want, but we will judge your legacy. One day people will have to decide, after they see what happens with Twitter, whether they're going to take down statues of Elon Musk or they're going to erect them when he dies. And he wants to die because he doesn't want his ideas to live to such a point where he has to kill people to defend them. Because that's what you find happening right now. And also, you're talking about new religions and everything else. What you miss is that those religions that survive today are here because people killed for them.
I agree.
You understand? You have not spilled blood for your religion.
I agree.
So therefore, the sacrifice that it took to make sure that those ideas survive is what keeps them perpetuating. Because millions of people have sacrificed for those ideas, for those belief systems. There's millions of places in the world, there's millions of people all over the world who've got certain beliefs because millions of people died, fought wars for thousands of years. They've been fighting those wars to protect these belief systems and these ways of living. You understand? There's conservatism, there's modernization and everything else. So now that we're in this, this simulation, this postmodernistic, post-industrial, postmodern society, which is a simulation, basically. It is a simulation. It's not a simulation in that we're in a computer game. No. We're not in a computer game. But it's a simulation in that this world has rules. You understand? It's got rules. We work by the certain rules. There's certain systems that you need to apply. You need to modulate yourself to fit into this system so that you can progress. Because life has been created into a simulation, right? We need to unplug from the simulation. Go back to our authenticity. Find our true essence if we're going to find a greater purpose for our people. And the fact that people lack dignity is a result of the wars that were waged on them to strip them of their dignity, to strip them of their identity, to basically make them savages, to uncivilize them. Because we said your way of living is primitive, it's uncivilized. The thing is this, our way of living is actually sustainable. The industrial way of living is unsustainable.
I agree.
So when you see Southern Africans who have had the sustainability, who have had the benefit of being so far away from any other enemies, that they could continue that way of life and sustain it nicely without having to industrialize, without having to do that. And then you see other people who come with another system that subjugates its own people, that turns people into slave laborers, that puts them in factory. Carnegie, you understand? There's the steel company, the Carnegie Steel Company. Andrew Carnegie. People worked 7 days a week, only had the 4th of July as a holiday. And that's how that man became rich. And now we must celebrate that. No, we don't celebrate that because there's no conservation in that. It was just about consumption. We're learning right now the damage it's done to our environment. Rockefeller, Standard Oil, petroleum and everything else. For many years, they put lead in petroleum, poisoning us, poisoning the world. Motor cars were poisoning people. They had to remove the lead because they realized that this lead that is in the cars is actually seeping into people's bones. And we know now that this is when lead petrol started being used because we've examined people's corpses. And ever since lead started being used in the people's corpses that have died post the leaded petrol era, all of them have got lead in their body. All of them have got lead in their bones, and lead is a poison. Lead and argon are the things that kill us. You understand what I'm saying? Those are our poisons, the elements. So there's so much that we are missing in purpose because we don't have our dignity. We haven't claimed that back. And there's so much that we're missing in actually taking responsibility. I had that temptation. Trust me. I used to have these arguments all the time. People would come at me on social media and everything else, and they'd come at me. And then I realized that, no, man, I can't be fighting fire with fire here because I'm not winning. I had to fight fire with fire, and then I realized that, no, this strategy is not working. I need to go on a more godly path. God has called me for a mission, and Mina, I'm distracting the people that need to hear my message because I'm busy trapped up in the fights with the devil. I'm trapped up in the fights with the devil. No. I don't want to fight with the devil anymore. I want to serve the purpose. I don't want to insult people. I don't want to go at people. No. Mina, I'm about the truth. You understand? I'm about behaving presidentially. You can insult me. You can slap me in the face. I will turn the other cheek. Like God said I should. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's about what you say about me 1,000 years after I'm dead.